Airitoutradio. It's that chick fire. Hey, Melinda, Santiago. How are you?
Hello there, darling. Hello.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you good. You all right? You look aggravated.
Girl, I'm aggravated. I've been up. Oh my God. I had a replacement phone. So I've been trying to update it, but it's been updating for 4 hours.
Oh,
Like the indexing, because I have so much
stuff.
whatever on there, whatever, gigabytes slash terabytes. And I can't do outgoing calls. I don't get incoming calls.
Oh,
Everyone's trying, like, I know people are tripping on me right now.
oh, wow. And that's the only they can't contact you through via email or no?
My phone's updating. So, like,
Oh.
Instagram logged me out of everything. So I was just trying to get into, can you hear me? Can you hear,
Yeah,
can you
I can hear
hear,
you. I can
can you
hear
hear me better like this or the same?
it's the same.
Maybe this ain't working for me. I don't know. It's the new that thing, and I don't know if I need to do through an app. I don't know.
You probably gotta download the app. Some of them come with the app. I hear you just fine.
Okay, well, fuck it then. Here we go.
It's all good. Well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. I know you're super busy. You,
Girl, yeah,
you
I'm
got
good. I'm good. You look beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm honored to have you because I definitely been watching you for a while and I'm like, oh, yo, she's so dope. And then I'm trying to be a manager myself. So I'm like, oh, I gotta like watch her and I was watching one of your interviews and you said that if you want to be a manager, you should intern and um do that first. And I was like, okay, well, she coming here on the 13th, you know what I'm saying? Maybe she need me to like run up and down some stairs for her, whatever. But
Could
yeah,
be.
let me know. I'll be here in Philly. Just let me know ahead of time. But I really appreciate all the stuff that you're doing, for a woman anyway, just to see that is dope. You know, it's hard. I know it's hard. Just me being in radio and being a female in general is so I know in the world you are in, I know it's way harder. So
I
congrats.
mean, the thing about it is, it's unfortunate
Mhm.
that women, we still get, and even in this day and age, we still get the pushback. We still get the oh, she's emotional
Right.
versus she's just handling business. And it's a shame that still to this day,
Right.
and the magnitude of leaps we women have done, not trying to take over men, not trying, we just want to be included because sometimes we're a little stronger in some places that men are weaker.
Right.
And it's sad. It saddens me.
It
So
really is. It
it's sad.
really is. So you've been in the game for over 20 years. I'm gonna ask you about some stuff if it's true or not, because when I was Googling you, some other thing popped up and I was like, I don't know if this is her or not. Yeah,
Oh,
I know. That's why
here
I
we
want
go.
to clear it up.
Here we go. Go ahead. Let's bring it.
I'm sorry, but I had to
No,
I gotta make sure it's you before
go
I
ahead.
like okay. So I know you've been in the game for 20 years, over 20 years, and you do have Bobby, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
And then you also working with the McGlee, what is it, the McGee twins? Did I say
Yes.
it right?
Me twins, the models.
And
Yes.
Scarface, which is super dope. And
Yep.
then I was a little confused because you're an agent for Pleasure P. What's the
Yes.
difference between agent and manager?
So an agent, I do bookings for him, and I'm like on the management team with him, but I am not directly managing P,
Okay.
only because it's just a conflict for me. When I built this firm, I try to stay away from duo types of acts.
Hmm.
So one wasn't competing with the other.
Right.
you know, so with Pleasure, I mean, he's family. So I do whatever I can to help him. So I try to facilitate all his bookings and making sure everything is good on that end or anything that comes across. So it's kind of, we kind of, you know, tag team with Pleasure. So yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. And you do stuff for Ray J too, because I wasn't unsure on that. I was like, well, that she looked like she managing him too. So I don't really know. So what?
Not managing him, but he is part of the group RSVP,
Yeah.
which, you know, Ray J, Sammy, Bobby V, and Pleasure P. And so with that comes a team dynamic of everyone just kind of filling in the gaps, getting it done. So yeah.
They love you though. You can tell.
I love them. When I tell you that, you know, with my old ass, you know.
Stop it. You look good though. You look good.
I'll be 50 in April. So
really?
Yeah.
So you looking good. That's a new 50. I want to be new 50.
It's a new 50 out these
right. You look good though.
Thank you.
I don't know. It's because, like, you know, you probably don't drink and smoke and all that stuff. Right? That's probably why. Yeah. Okay. See,
I mean, I'll drink occasionally. You know, when a glass of wine, Moscato, that's my favorite.
So I love Moscato.
Listen,
girl. I need one right now.
Girl,
it's hard to find too. They don't have it everywhere.
Yeah. I'm very cheap. Let me use the right word. I'm frugal.
Frugal. Yeah.
I don't need that expensive Italian. I don't need. Give me Kroger.
Mm-hmm.
The D'Asti.
Asti?
D'Asti.
Oh, D'Asti. Okay.
The D'Asti Moscato
Mm.
by oh my God.
I forget the name of it.
Why can I not find the name?
I forget the name of it too.
Maybe I'm supposed to say it when I get paid a check.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Asti Spumante. They kind of close a little bit. I don't know if you ever had Asti.
No, not Asti. D'Asti from the cotton candy. Is it? I can't think of the doggone.
I know you're gonna think of it when you get off.
I have a couple bottles downstairs. I just gotta go downstairs and
yeah, well, either way, you look good.
Thank you.
So it was like a combination of things that I just wanted to clarify because I was like, I don't know if this is her or not. Like, she got to sit back.
Go ahead.
Right. I'm gonna be gentle.
No, don't be gentle. Be you. Be how we do it.
So one of them was because I was like, this don't look like her. I was like, who is this girl? Because when I Googled you, some other girl popped up and I said, I don't know if this is her or not because it looked like it was old. So, okay. So she basically was affiliated with Usher and all that. And then married to Teddy Riley. So is that you or no?
No, that's not me. That's another Melinda Santiago and the story behind that, which is so funny because till this day, and I'm talking about 20 some years later, I still have to explain myself, which is okay.
Right.
So the other Melinda Santiago, she's Puerto Rican. She's from Puerto Rico. She's actually a few years younger than me, but her birthday is in April as well as mine. Like there's a lot of similarities, right?
I know. That's why I was confused. I was like, wait a minute. And then when I Google her, it's like no separation except for the fact that you sing. But then I heard you sing online. So I'm like, I don't know. Like it could be. That's why I had to ask because I was like, I wasn't sure because I wasn't expecting all that.
But it's funny because if you do a backstory, like I was living in Detroit and I got signed to a label because I was singing at that time. And at that time, Jet Magazine was out and Usher had made an announcement that he signed a Latin R&B artist, Melinda Santiago.
Oh.
So because there were no real pictures, there was no internet then, there was no, there was no way to find out who somebody was unless you knew them personally. So there was no way to go like, well, who is it? Right. So everyone thought it was me. And I'm like, no, it's not me.
Right.
Now, simultaneously, I was dating someone that was formerly of Blackstreet.
Okay.
And we were engaged. However, him and I did not, and it was not Teddy, but people knew that I dated someone from
Blackstreet.
Blackstreet. So when that story came out,
Oh.
they were like, and I moved. I ended up moving to Virginia
Mhm.
with the guy, and everyone thought that it was me
Wow.
marrying Teddy Riley. My ex-husband even called me and was like, "You got married?" I said, "No, it's not me. It's
It's
not me."
not me.
And it's funny because still to this day, a lot of people are like, "Melinda, don't you remember me, girl, New York?" This and that. I'm like, it's not me. But it's not me. It's not me.
I said they don't look
Yeah.
alike though, and I couldn't find anything else to like clarify. And then they had you as like there was this other article where it was I don't know if it was you or her, and they said yes, Melinda Santiago is still alive and kicking. I was like, there's rumors about her being dead. Like
Yes. So that
I was like, what the hell is going on?
clearly I've made it. I don't know. You get rumors of you dying and stuff. Like I
Where would
don't know.
that come from? How like what
It's people. It's just people. I don't know.
talking about you
So
or that or her?
don't know. Because I've been in a couple of, well, I'm gonna say I've been in a couple car accidents, concussion, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that was like, where is she at? Is she dead? Did she reinvent? Did she have plastic surgery? Who knows? Like they don't know. And it's the funniest thing in the world. I just answer it now because there's a whole website of who has Melinda Santiago dated. Has my
It is.
picture up
It
there.
is.
Right. Has my picture up there, but it has her dating Sticky Fingers, Tyrese, Usher, uh,
Yeah.
you know,
Teddy. Like, I
and
was
it's not me. And it's funny because I'm just like, so I had to do a whole post about that. Like, please, like, stop. This is not me, guys. And they're like, are you sure? And I'm like, it's not me. She's
yeah,
beautiful though. She's
she's beautiful.
beautiful.
I was like, well, maybe that's the old picture. I don't know, because your hair is cut. And I'm like, well, maybe that's smudge. I don't know.
When you get
But
older, you
that's
change up a
hair.
little bit. So I'm
Yeah.
like, no, but her body was banging back then.
Yeah,
The girl,
I was
she's
like,
banging. She's
but then
beautiful. She's
you had mentioned you had 4 kids. I was like, well, maybe she's got a little thicker. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I didn't know, but she looked taller though. So I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know what her height is for real. The funny thing is, I still have yet to meet her. In this industry that we're in together, people know her. Like the ones who know her, like, oh my God, Melinda, who they know me too. But they're like, oh my God, Melinda, the other Melinda. And they know. I said, please, can someone just tell me where she's at? I'd love to just meet her because
That
it,
would be dope. The two
it
Melinda.
messed it's not I'm not gonna say it messed up. When I talked to Usher was laughing because I'm like, dude, you messed up my whole singing career because people thought I was signed to you and it wasn't me. You signed another one. And he was laughing and he was, it was one of those things like,
It
come
worked
on.
out anyway, because you got a whole
It did. I like where I'm at now.
right.
Clearly, I'm doing
Okay.
more.
Now, why aren't you singing? Because you
As I don't want.
you don't want you don't want no parts of it. No.
No, I'm stronger in the back.
Mm.
There's no way I would even I'll play around with it. My clients, Bobby, former clients were like, God, Melinda, just,
Yeah, I can
but
hear
I just get silly with it. And I'm like, it's don't matter because it's fun.
right. Okay. Oh, I'm
Now,
just
if I ever need to step in to be a background singer for somebody right
there
quick,
you
hey,
go.
I'm there. I'm a full-fledged manager,
Right. If you need me, I'll slide
If
in.
you need me, I'll slide in.
Okay. So all right, good. Now we got that out the way because I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I have no idea. But I said I gotta ask her. If she answers, she answers. If she don't, I get it. All right. Well, my first question is because I like this is how I started seeing you more when the Ray J and the verses and all that stuff popped up. Now, what was your opinion? Because I know you got a lot of feedback from everybody. And
Mhm.
what was your thoughts on it? Do you think he did a good job? Do you think he did a terrible job? Do you think it was the audio? What was your feelings on everything?
I mean, I was there. I helped set it up. I know everything that we were supposed to do, what we did, and what we were contracted to do.
Okay.
And we made the numbers, and that's what mattered.
Matters. Okay. She like, I'm staying out of that one.
Well, no, I mean, the thing is, in the rehearsals were fine. He really did lose his voice though. He really lost his voice 2 days ahead. And we were in rehearsals. Brandy really had him drinking tea. And, she gave him,
she was hot.
She gave him vocal instructions to be quiet. But Ray was just not going to, Ray was going to do what Ray does. And Ray was getting ready, preparing. We had a dope band. We had it all going on. Like, it was dope. We did not have a sound.
Who do you think won? Do you think Omarion won, or do you think Mario?
I love them both. But vocally, we know Omarion is not a vocalist. He is an entertainer. He's a dancer. He's like a Janet Jackson. He's like a Jennifer Lopez. He is not a Beyonce who is a singer. And we all know this. So I don't understand why people were trying to compare the two. Mario is one of the best singers out here. All my clients say the same thing. Like, yo, Mario's just dope. His tone, the way he transit, like he's just dope. So when it comes to fairness on vocals, of course it's Mario. When it comes to entertaining, so do I think overall R&B won? I do, because we got the conversation started again. We got people talking about R&B now. Am I disappointed in some people? Of course, because they don't know the inner works or the behind the work. They just jump the gun.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
The internet don't care.
The internet don't care, but it's funny to me because at the end of the day, look who's still moving, and look who's still trending, and look who's still out here working.
I would say Ray J be getting himself in and out of shit, and he still be on top. Like
Ray J is uncancelable. You can't cancel Ray J. Ray J owns everything. Ray J is he's not afraid of nothing. Ray J just gonna go for it, because at the end of the day, if you let the internet control you, you might as well get off it and go.
Most people would have folded up by then. Like he just be like, pew, pew,
he thrives off it. He thrives off it. Like he said, keep the cameras on. He's like, if I mess up, I know how to be accountable. And you can't mess with someone who's accountable.
Right.
You just can't.
That's what's up. Okay, let's do like a little game. I want to do what would it's not too bad. What would Melinda do?
Okay, let's go.
All right. So you have to give advice to them like you were their manager. Okay.
Oh Lord.
Just something major. All right. So the situation with Kanye speaking on Kim K and their kids in the public media, what advice would you say to him behind the scenes?
I mean, as long as he's speaking his truth.
Okay.
I would say speak your truth. If people take the internet, and some people shy away from it. Some people need to use it as therapy, and some people need to do it to clear their name, because the minute someone throws a little subliminal in there or a negative narrative, people run with it. Right. So as long as he's speaking his truth and he's not trying to bash, like, hey, listen, this is just what it is. Keep it sexy, keep it clean, and keep it right there. You know what I mean?
Okay. Nia Long.
Girl, we've all been cheated on.
She said, girl. Okay.
We've all been cheated on. Take it to the chin, and and stand. And people, I don't care. I really don't care, because we have a false sense of reality out here. Mm-hmm. Men are going to do what men are going to do.
Especially in this industry.
And especially now when women who are side chicks are being glorified. Mm-hmm. They're no longer scared to be seen. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. They want to make the news and headlines. Mm-hmm. It's no longer any kind of peace for a man, right? Mm-hmm. I said, go through the fire, love on your man. It's up to them to figure out what they're going to do. Nobody else's opinion counts. Not a manager, not a best friend, not a girlfriend, not a whatever. It's them. If she loves this man, they're going to work through it. Yeah. And I would encourage her to work through it, because again, men make mistakes. Now, if it becomes a habit, it's a different story.
Okay. What about Tasha K? Would you advise her to shut up, or would you advise her to like
I
keep
know,
going?
I know,
Run the numbers up.
I know Tasha K. I know Tasha K personally. I advise her to not spread falsities,
Mm-hmm.
bring the narratives to truth. You can still have great conversation with truth.
True.
You can still have great conversation with that. You can't lead, and you don't have to be messy to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
So I would tell her, just listen, be loud if you want to be loud, be boisterous, but don't speak untruths,
True.
you
Okay.
know?
DJ Academics. Do you know who he is?
I do.
Okay.
I don't follow him. I don't.
You know what he said about hip hop and all that, and
No, that's it. I don't.
okay.
Listen, I tell one of my best friends, and it's funny because she'll send me things sometimes,
You'd be like, what is this?
and I'll be like, how does this pay me? How does this
Right.
pay you? How does this information further my brand? Or it just takes up space that I don't need to waste over here. So
True.
there's certain things I don't pay any mind to.
Right.
There's certain things I don't care to know. There's certain things that I don't go looking for. Because again, how does it pay me? How does it further my brand? How does it further my client's brand? Like, so
Right.
there's certain, so yeah, I don't know. So I can't speak on that. Academics, whatever you did, stop. Maybe.
She said whatever you did. This has any of your clients ever like any of their girlfriends or anything or boyfriends ever got in the way of you doing your job?
Never got in the way. But I had to make it a point to make them feel comfortable
Mm,
because the clients and I, we get super close because it becomes a team. We're on the phone a lot. We're talking strategies. We're talking, we talk through a lot of situations. And sometimes when they don't know the business, they can bring wrong advice to the client because they don't know, or if it doesn't suit them. No, you should wear this, but they don't know the internal business. They don't know what's going on sometimes. But I've been very strategic,
mm-hmm.
and I've been lucky that I've been able to really talk with, artist moms, artist, spouses, partners,
Mm-hmm.
and gotten them comfortable to say, hey, listen, your opinion counts, and however you feel, let's try to incorporate it for a win-win. So I've never had any issues with someone like, you're not going to hang out with her, you're not going to hang out with her. No.
Yeah, because
No.
you're nice looking, so they'll probably be like, you messing with her? Because you
Yeah, but I listen, when people don't know your business, and it's a funny thing, I've been labeled several different ways. Either I'm out here in these streets just doing anything and everything, or I'm gay, or because I don't put my business out there, and I'm not dating like that. So I
right.
don't have time to date. So
Candidate, right.
right. So, and I'm not interested in all that right now. Like I love what I do with my job. I love my children, and just that's just where I'm at.
Right.
So um the only thing I do get sometimes is when I'm with the artist, fans think, oh, you were with your girlfriend, or you're with your wife. I saw your wife on stage or something. And it's like, why do we get depicted first as a girlfriend, a side chick, why do I get depicted that first versus, oh, that's his manager?
Right.
So then I gotta dress a certain way. I gotta, instead of dressing nice and in heels and stuff, I wear sweatpants and stuff, so people don't think,
Right.
oh, she's wearing a designer bag, and that must be like, it's crazy. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're nice looking, so that's why.
Thank you, but I mean,
Me,
I'm
they
not.
say I
I'm
listen.
not.
They say I mean too, and it's like you sometimes you have to be
I'm
because
not mean.
mm,
I'm not mean until I'm mean.
right there you go. You had this slogan in well not a slogan, but you said something in one of your interviews where you said um it has to be a win-win, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna steal it."
Yeah.
Because like for both parties it should be a win-win. It shouldn't just be like, oh, it just benefits you or it just
Right.
benefits me. And I was like, that's a good thing to like carry on, and I was like, I gotta steal that. So that's really really good that
Yeah.
you
It has to be a win-win situation in everything that you approach,
mm,
right? Because if it's for them, you're not going to be happy. If it's for
right.
you, they're not going to be happy. If you're trying to really build, you want to make sure both people are happy, because you don't want to keep building with different people all the time. You want to start building and create your, your circle. You want to create and hope everybody gets lifted up, and then you bring more people and lift them up. If you're in there for self, you may win this much,
that much, but
and
then
for that long. But when you build to win-win, and you do that, you win long term. You win long. Your relationships are more solid. Things like that happen, and it's just a simple decision to do a win-win. If it's something that I can't do, and I know you're gonna get better, why would I?
right.
If it's something that I know I'm gonna do and win, I know you're not gonna be happy, and so that the relationship's not gonna last long, or it's gonna have some strain, in it. Then why would I do it?
Mm-hmm.
So
What's
win-win.
what's one of the biggest mistakes you think you might have made?
Girl, I'm a business owner. I've made so many mistakes.
I think you're not supposed to make no mistakes. That's the funny part. They're like, what? You made a mistake?
You gotta make mistakes though.
Yeah.
Yo, I embrace mistakes as long as you're accountable for them, and as long as you fix them, and as long as you're like, yo, I screwed up. I think that makes you more honorable. But if you don't make mistakes, how do you know you're winning? How
Right.
do you know, like, if you don't make mistakes, how do you know what it feels like to do good? Like, people have to start embracing the no's and the fails and the mistakes and laugh at them, like, oh shit. Like, because to me, when you make mistakes, you start clearing out the clutter, because you realize, oh, that didn't work, so I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Right.
And the more you start clearing out the clutter and go into things that you want, you start to see your path clear up. You start to see it more clearly, and then you be like, oh, I got it. I can do it this way. This is how I see it, and I have no more. Just like we have a relationship, right? We say we want a man to be with us 24/7. We want this, and then we get that, and you're like, oh my God, get away from me, this and that. You start to realize what you don't want, and when you only find out what you don't want through what? Mistakes and stuff like that. So that's how I look at things.
Right. So artists say, like, we had this discussion a while ago where artists say, oh, well, I could smoke weed and I could be successful. Do you think that artists that's starting out can start, they can smoke weed and be successful and have sponsors? Because I know they looking at Snoop Dogg and I'm like, but Snoop Dogg is established already. His Wiz is established. You're not established. You know what I mean? What advice would you tell somebody like that that's trying to get those?
Someone who's coming in and breaking into the industry and is coming out with the brand, I don't want them to change who they are. I think an effective manager, an effective team for that artist will go pursue endorsements that cater to who the artist is.
Right.
Now, if you don't like me because I'm smoking weed, then let's talk this like in legal states. But if all you're doing is this and this, and you can't hold a conversation, you can't articulate correctly, those are the things I want you to work on.
Right. You can't be on.
I don't care about the weed. I care. Can you have a sit down meeting with someone and articulate and be professional and hold something decent? If smoking weed calms you down for anxiety and it gives you to a good space, do it. Just there's a place and a time for everything.
Right. What's a pet peeve of yours, like, for artists that, like, if you take on a new client, you cannot do this? Absolutely no.
Pet peeve of mine. So many.
Or you won't tolerate certain things, like.
So I don't tolerate people going around me. I don't tolerate that. The minute if I say something and then they go around to try to get to a connect of mine or try to go around because they don't like the decision, I'm done with you. I will put an artist on it. If they don't at least listen to direction, I won't deal with you. So the difference between me and a lot of other managers is I don't go out looking for artists. They all come out looking for me. They have to fit my brand as well as me believing in theirs. I don't do money grabs. I'm not out here just chasing money, and I don't attach myself to anything and everything just because it looks good.
Right.
I attach myself to longevity. I attach myself to things that I believe in that's going to for the long haul. I want to be around with my clients 10 plus years, which I have been. I want to be with them longevity. I want to see the growth. I want to see that. And when we win, I want to sit there and then look at me. I look at them like we did this. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's important for me to uh create that kind of space. So my pet peeves, like I don't tolerate that. I just don't tolerate people going around thinking they can do things better. And then sometimes if I truly believe and they just don't know, I let them fall on their face.
Right. They
I
got
let them I
so
let them fall on their face until they say, because sometimes that's how you get their attention.
right. Yeah, because they got to see for themselves.
Right.
What's your advice on artists that double book themselves? Because like these artists, they double book themselves to do. They may have like something at 8, and then they'll do it at 9. They gotta get there and travel, and
So if you have a proper manager, proper booking agent, that doesn't happen. But
Right.
if you're all over the place and anyone and everyone can book you, that it has the potential to happen. And this happened quite a let me take that back. It hasn't happened quite a few times. It's happened a few times.
Mhm.
So if it does happen, we have choices. Give the deposit back on one, possibly ruin the relationship, or two, if an event is at 7 o'clock and you're due to go on at 10, and the other event is a club event and you're due to go on at 12:30, can we move the 10 o'clock slot up to 7 o'clock, get on a flight if it's feasible, and then get to the 12 o'clock? Like, we try to do whatever we can do to make it happen. But if you're effective, you use calendars, you use tools, then that should not happen at all.
Mm, okay. What's one of the pickiest things that an artist asks in a green room? Like all green M&Ms. Like,
No, that's a Mariah Carey thing.
yeah,
Like the
right.
no, no, thank God I don't have anyone super picky. Like, the I think the most thing is if they don't have certain liquors. Like if they ask for Ciroc and they get something else, I don't have. Thank God I don't have that. But
Okay.
then again, if you do have an artist that has selective items that they want, you just have to be proactive and ensure that it's done so that it's not a headache. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Certain promoters will redline, we're not doing that, we're not doing that, we're not doing that. And
Mhm.
if an artist don't want the money over some damn M&Ms, then
Right.
do you know what I
Have you,
mean?
have you ever
So
been starstruck over anybody because I know you be at a lot of events that they have. Have you ever been like, oh my God?
no.
No?
Mm-mm.
You be right there in the midst of it too.
I'll be right there in the midst of it. I'll be there like with mm-mm.
No?
I mean, we were at the Millennium Tour 2019, and Michael B. Jordan was right there next to me. That was one of my best friends, ultimate crush. And it's funny because I used to call her on FaceTime when I'm around the people that she wants, so they can say hi to her.
Oh
And
wow.
both times, Erica Mena and Michael B. Jordan, I called her, and I'm like, "Yo," and she didn't answer the phone, and so I sent her a video. She's
Oh.
like, "Ah!" But yeah, so like Michael B. Jordan, like no, I just no, I don't get start. Let me see.
Do you have to do any favors for the kids? Because the kids be probably like certain people.
So, okay, let me. I take that back. The only person I was starstruck, not starstruck, but just honored to
Mm.
meet was Brandy, and then Ray J's mom. Like it was like those two, and Brandy's. I mean, Sophia. She was like, we need to get together and do a panel for women in management because and I just loved
Oh
her
yeah,
vibe.
she's super dope. Like,
Yeah. So that,
who do
I
you
mean,
look up to? Who do you look up to in the business?
in the business, I
Yeah.
look up to, and she's dead now, but I look up to Lucille Ball and the way she moved and her empire that she built.
Mhm.
Susan DePass with Motown, who created Motown.
Right.
These are people like people don't talk about.
Yeah.
Clarence Avant, that's the epitome. Like I feel like as I keep growing, I will be the female Clarence Avant,
Okay.
you
Yeah,
know?
definitely.
So I'm a mover and shaker. I'm a connector. I'm a mediator. I'm all of those things that when I watched his program and then I actually got a chance to meet him, it was like an honor. you know?
No, Beyonce's dad. No.
He
Okay.
did some great things. I'm not gonna lie, he did some great things, but he did also some not so great things.
Right, right.
You know, so I don't get down with the not so great things,
Yeah.
because if people have potential to do not so great things, that potential lives within them. That means I'm susceptible for them to do not so great things to me.
Okay. If an artist is late, what should somebody that's like starting off being a manager, what would you say to do to them? Like what would the repercussions be?
Oh, I find them.
You find them?
Hmm. I find DJs. I find artists if they're late, and if it becomes
You want
if it's
some
not a
what you call it? What's his face? The one that James Brown shit. He was
well,
talking.
no, but you have to set the standard,
Right.
because if an artist always comes late and you're okay with that, then you have to be proactive with the buyer and say, listen, what time do you want them on stage? I have to either, because there's certain artists you can't tell them.
Right.
That's just what they move. So you on the front end of things, you say, okay, we have to be on stage at 8 o'clock, right? So if we get there by 9:30, we're going on at 10 o'clock anyways.
Right.
It's about how you deliver the information, and things just run smoother when you know your artist.
Right.
If you know your artist, you know how your artist moves, you know how to create how they move with ease.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about being attentive. And I think this is where women strive in the attentiveness, the details. And so when we move, we have everything set up. So an artist should come smooth right on in, do the job, and get right on out. And again, it's about forethought. If you can't think ahead and think about A, B, and C happening, then you need to train yourself to think about A, B, and C, because if they happen, you're prepared. Preparedness is everything.
Okay. So
but I do. I have find a DJ before. If they drink and they miss a cue, or they do something because they want to party a little bit, I do.
right.
I find them, and eventually they buck up, because they know, like, oh shit.
Right.
You get people's attention when you hit their pockets.
Mm-hmm. So you got two shows. I don't know if you're still doing them. The what is it? The playback. The playback.
The playbook.
Playbook. Yeah.
That was a fun podcast. However,
Uh-oh.
We stopped doing that for a minute because I just got so busy, and it was so time consuming. And it got to a space where it's like, okay, I need to be able to be efficient. So anything that I can't give 100% to all the time, I can't, I can't half-ass it. I can't half-ass nothing. So I kind of just put it on pause for a minute, but everybody's asking for it still. And I'm like, pandemic happened. I wrote a book. So the book became the priority. Now the book is being written into a script for movie. Once everything gets up here and just moves, I might do the podcast again. But yeah, the playbook was fun. We used to have people from jail calling, girl. We had truck drivers calling. We had great conversations though.
He's cutting up. So did you have anything else you wanted to like let us know real quick? I know we got like a minute, and
just my book. I mean, my book Till Death Do Us Unpart. It's a fiction, dramedy, comedy / romance novel. Okay. Hilarious. I wrote the script for Kevin Hart, and that's my wish list of having him play the character Boy. Everybody who buys the book and reads it, they're just like, because it's not a typical, like, you think, it's very, when you read the book, and you can go to Amazon and look at all the reviews, but if you read the book, you actually see the movie playing out in your head.
Okay, we're gonna shut us off in a second, but yeah, I definitely appreciate you coming through. I know it's like super.
Thank you. No, everyone follow me at Melinda Santiago, at the Santiago Firm, #SFirm, Melinda Santiago, anything and everything. MelindaSantiago.com for the book. Till Death Do Us Unpart.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Melinda. I appreciate you.
Thank you, girl. Your glasses are the bomb.
Right. I love them. I got them all different colors too.
I need a pair of those.
All right. Next pair I'll send to you. Let me
Just
know.
tell me where to get them and I got them.
Hit me up on the 13th if you need me.